Yep, it's us again. The good news is that this might be the last one, so we just want to make it the best one
sad
possible.
news.
It is sad, but they may be watching Live the Call or something right
that's
now.
true. We
break
don't wanna
in on their
interrupt the show.
right. But this is an important one because it's the last one. We say the best for last. We are here at SpiritFest USA in Virginia Beach at the Wyndham at the Oceanfront. It's easy to find us. We're on the second floor. You still have about an hour or so before the show ends. So there's lots of time for you to come and experience it for yourself. In the meantime, we are happy to have a special guest with us today. We're going to talk to Chris, who has the dubious privilege of being the last interview of the day.
And like you said, the best one. So
The best one, absolutely. So first of all, I love your sacred geometry on your shirt. So let's talk about what it is that you do here at SpiritFest.
Yes, actually, right if people go right inside the door there, my partner Joanna Michaels and I, we run the lifting. Of course, somebody sneezes the last second, but
Bless you.
yes, but we run the lifting, which I do not only psychic reads, I actually clear people's properties, get rid of demonic entities, things of this nature,
Ooh.
do channelings, all of that. It's basically called trench working is the term for it. But people will hire me to either clear the property, do sessions with them online, clear their energies out, get rid of attachments on one entities, and if there's alien abduction involved, I figure that out. If it's past life, I figure that out. Things of that nature, or if it's a person's path, I figure that out.
So you're like the spiritual roto-rooter.
Pretty much. Yeah. The plumber, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Very cool.
So I got to ask, every once in a while, we interview a lot of people in the space with all different modalities. And every once in a while, we talk to someone who does these kind of, I want to say, in my mind, more difficult type of work, clearing, like, I don't know, demons and scary stuff. So that's what I ask you. Is it scary? Do you get scared when you're doing that?
Sometimes, yes, but it turns out like demons and such, it depends on the type too. And a lot of them aren't very bright. When you run across them, they're actually more into the old horror, spooky type of modality, old horror movie, like black and white-ish type of scary jump scare type of thing. They will then grab that energy off of you. I'm not really scared of them per se. I'm more irritated by them when I run across them.
Me too. Here we are again.
To me, it's irritation because they'll pop out of nowhere. They've actually managed to actually harm me at times too.
Oh boy.
So there was one time where one actually literally in their frequency did pop up out of a floor and try to use its horn into my shoulder. I actually felt that. So that hardly ever happens, ever. Like them doing the jump scare on me. But then they're dumb and try to do the kamikaze on me. But people, when they come across these, they're scared of it. They wanted me to come in there and take care of it. Well, they notice like when I get rid of it, I just visualize a sword going out and chopping their head off. And I found out what that does is you're reaching into their frequency with your own and becoming the more powerful torsion field, essentially. And then it's like you're forming your psionic energy into a blade, essentially.
Wow.
And that etheric combat is actually quite stressful on the body, on the energy, and everything. This is one of the main things people call me for. Is getting rid of some unwanted entity or determining what it is that's going on in their home.
Wow.
How did they find out about you?
Usually word of mouth, or we have a website, thelifting.net. I get people get on there, and we do a lot of podcasts on YouTube. If you look at Christopher S. Jacobs, that's where I am on YouTube. Thelifting.net is where Joanna Michaels and I, my partner, and I are on online, and we have years of podcasts, years of recordings on there of any topic from alien abduction to trench working to galactic history, aliens, all of it. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in all this? Like just one day suddenly you walk around the corner and poof, whoa, there's a demon there. Like how did you?
Well, when I was 5,
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
At first, yeah.
It actually technically started a little before that at 3, but we'll go with 5 for the sake of argument. I woke up. This was just after my grandfather had passed away, and then he actually appeared at the foot of my bed when I just turned 5, and he died like a couple months prior to that.
Mhm.
And he appeared to me, and my mother came in and said, "Dad, don't do this. He can't handle this right now," that kind of thing. But then that started me on kind of this path.
So you just said something very important. This
Yes.
is genetic. Then it's passed down from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm. Yes, with my mother, she has the same ability set.
Mhm.
And then my grandmother really, she didn't really show. She was more spooked by it. Like with the alien thing, my great grandmother was the same thing. They came from more of not necessarily a religious background completely, but they were more in that time frame.
Mhm.
They weren't completely comfortable with that. It started with my mother being more into it, and then myself being completely into it. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Wow.
kind of like defeating that family curse of being afraid of all of it.
Right. Right.
So I'm more completely into it. I have no fear surrounding it whatsoever. So having seen it, it's just another Tuesday afternoon for me. So,
Wow.
Okay. So this all started when you were 5 by seeing your grandfather at the end of your bed.
Mhm.
So how did you graduate to the dark and ugly?
Demon Slayer.
What? Well, yeah, I suppose that's a good term. But in 2009, I'd done channelings and stuff before that, but it was kind of not necessarily spotty, but I did more medium work, ghosts, stuff like that, paranormal work. Leading up to 2009, that's what I was doing. In 2009, I was actually in a really horrible car wreck, car accident. I was a pedestrian, got run over in a crosswalk.
Oh my gosh.
And actually died right there on the pavement. The guy was going 40 and slammed right into me.
Oh.
And then I was basically in spirit for what would be the equivalent to us for about 2 weeks, actually.
Wow.
In this like big forest clearing with a bunch of guides, galactics, or I was kind of interacting with a bunch of them. And then they turned to me and said, "No, you have to go back now. You've only been gone for about an hour or so. And this is going to suck," basically, is what it was. I came back. My parts are all like a pretzel. This my little finger got turned the opposite direction.
Oh, God.
And
That's visual.
leg broke, went into an L shape. This one
No.
this knee went the other direction. It was like, yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And I woke up in an enormous amount of pain, and
Bet.
that scared the crap out of the firemen that were standing there because they thought I was dead. They had the sheet over me and everything. I popped up and went, like that. No, they were all going,
Oh my God.
like
I think I saw that video on YouTube.
because I sat up and they're like, it's like anybody's worst nightmare. It's like, is this a zombie? What's going on?
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right,
I scared them.
yeah.
I scared them to death pretty much.
I bet.
They're like, "Oh crap, he's alive! Get him in the ambulance."
Right.
It's like, but yeah, I came back and my brain had pretty much come back with a bunch of information, like of any lost times I had. Like if you've heard of the secret space programs, you've heard of alien abduction, you've heard all those. Anytime I had any involvement in those, this is where the age 3 comes in, because aliens had taken me then and actually prepped me for doing something with that. It would take too long to explain that particular part. We have videos on that as well, but I came back and all that information was starting to come back into place in more of a hyper mode, and came in. And then at that speed, I was able to actually discern what was demon, what was alien. If there was a human walking around that wasn't human, they were an alien wearing a human skin, that kind of thing. Kind of like the whole They Live with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yes. And the filter basically peeled off another layer, and I was able to see quite a bit more than before.
Wow.
Wow.
So, where do you go from there?
Yeah. Ta-da.
So you mentioned the alien stuff, and now there's a whole lot of conversations about disclosure, and now there's this 3-eye atlas thing coming our way and all that kind of stuff. What do you think? Is it time for people to learn that we're not alone? Yes,
even though there are people, of course, that can't handle it. From what I've been told by guides and other ETs, I communicate with them telepathically. They said it's a encoding, decoding thing with people. If people haven't seen a particular thing before, their brain is going to have trouble registering it, or if it's been suppressed for a long time. They said even though a long time ago humans interacted with them, it's going to be a bit of a pain on the subconscious and everything. So yeah, do I think it's time? Absolutely. I think it's time for that form of disclosure, at least an introduction to an ET species. At least one that looks like ourselves, at least. So
now, in your experience, I don't know how many species you've encountered, but would you say if they're coming, are they coming to help, to harm, or just because they're curious? Or
actually, it's a mixture. I've run into multiple groups that have multiple agendas. They basically, there's a bunch of them. I call it hedge betting of the gods. They basically pick like somebody, and they kind of roll the dice to see what they can accomplish, or if they're benevolent, they want to see how they can help. So, or they're just indifferent and they want to see if they can claim resources. So it's the whole gambit. You have dimensionals that are being worshipped as demigods. You have all these things going on. So these are all ETs, essentially, or ultra terrestrial types that have been here for thousands of years. And then you have other ones that are descendant lineages of different groups that are just coming and going from here and interacting with people, but they're not really supposed to interact like this. There are treaties and contracts in the way that forbid them from doing this. That's why you see people, when they encounter them, sometimes an ET will run away or go away from them because they'll get in major trouble. So there's certain laws out there that don't allow for them until the Earth opens completely up to the rest of the galaxy. It's kind of like Star Trek with your Prime Directive.
Sure.
It's essentially the same difference.
Okay.
Not all the species, of course, respect that, and they come abduct people. They take resources, take parts, they take DNA, they take all these things.
Wow.
And they basically, if you were to confront them, they say, oh, your government said you can do this, or we can do this, which is true. They signed a contract with bad aliens to let them do it. So a long time ago. So
nice. People
People like to blame Eisenhower for that move back in that time, but he was more the scapegoat in the whole thing. He wasn't really completely guilty of that.
It's a shadow government.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's where you get your MJ-12 and your shadow government, all of that.
Right. Wow.
So,
all right. On that feel-good note,
I know, right?
when you here at the show, people come to your booth. Are you doing anything for them at that particular point in time, or are you just signing them up for future work? How does that work?
it's a little of both, depending on what the need is. I didn't do really any sessions at this event, but I'm not opposed to doing that here. I have to be careful in public places because I light up like a torch when I go into my trench working mode. If I'm not paying attention, there could be something in the periphery. That's why I tend to clear a space ahead of time when I show up. What we are doing here is we've been selling our wares, our orgone pieces, our protection pieces, our sigils, things to help people along, at least get their space clear enough to have some measure of peace, pretty much.
Sure.
And then they can actually sign up later on. I do Zoom sessions for the most part, unless they want an in-person one if there's somebody in town or something here. Well, here in Virginia Beach, but their orgone pieces, they can put them on their property to prevent some of the V2K and 5G radiation garbage that comes in. Then they can sign up for a session, and I'll help them out the rest of the way on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sounds cool.
Great. Wow.
So how's it been? How's the show been for you?
It's been off and on. It was slow. Here in Virginia Beach, it's not necessarily a hot spot for some of these things. That's usually more of a Sedona thing or down in Florida or something like that. But we've actually had fun here.
Cool.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if someone wanted to take advantage of your services, I know that we're almost finished here in the show, but you do have a website people can book you through, I guess.
Oh, yes. Yeah, just go to thelifting.net, and there is a contact button on there. Just go through there, and my email is thelifting@proton.me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
No, thank you.
This is very cool information, a little scary,
I
but it's cool
know.
nonetheless. I guess if you are interested in meeting Chris, we're still here for about an hour or so. So please feel free to come out here. We're at the Wyndham and the Virginia Beach Oceanfront. We're on the second floor. You can access us through the lobby or the garage, whichever way you prefer. It's easy to find us. Otherwise, reach out to him by his website, thelifting.net. We thank you so much for tuning in. I don't think we'll have another one, but if we do, we'll see you again. Otherwise, we'll see you next week on our regular scheduled show. In the meantime, we now return you to our regular scheduled programming already in progress.
It's happening.
It's in the air.
The time is now.
We're all waking up.
We're waking up.
We're all waking up.
It's all shifting.
New vibrations.
It's you.
It's you.
It's me. It's all of us.
Together.
A new time.
A new day.
A new energy.
A new energy.
New reality.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
Awaken with us.
NewRealityTV.com